So you guys have already seen the statement that I put out. I don't know that I want to repeat that, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to respond to those.
Senator Romney, why would you not choose to run for re-election?
You know, I considered my age and the fact that at the end of a second term I would be in my mid-80s, and I think it's time for guys like me to get out of the way and have people in the next generation step forward, because they're going to be shaping the world they're going to be living in. And over the last a couple of decades, people of my age, the boomers, have done pretty well for ourselves. We voted for all sorts of benefits and programs for us, and we haven't paid for them. And I think some of the people that are coming along next want to have a say in how we leave the earth and how they prepare for the future they're going to live in.
Senator, would be vocal Trump critic. Did you feel like with him likely being on the ballot next year, it would give you trouble running for re-election?
You know, there was a recent poll in Utah which had me showing some very strong numbers. I was very pleased to see that. I think the people in Utah don't all agree with me on the posture I took with regards to Donald Trump, but they respect people who vote their conscience, and I appreciate that in my fellow citizens. And I don't have any question in my mind that if I'd have run again, I just don't think that we need another person in their 80s. I'm a little long of tooth already. We don't need more like me. The issues of the day relate to China, climate change, AI, and a lot of guys in their 80s who know how to deal with those issues.
You mentioned your age as one of the reasons for not running for re-election. Is that a nice way to say to some of your colleagues who are older that maybe it's time for them to step down as well?
Well, they have their own decision, of course, and consider their own circumstances. I just looking at my age and where I am, I wish, if I knew that I was going to be like Chuck Grassley and be able to be vigorous and dynamic into my 90s, I might have reached a different decision, but you never know. But I do think that the times we're living in really demand the next generation to step up and express their point of view, and to make the decisions that will shape our American politics over the coming century. And just having a bunch of guys that were around, the baby boomers, who were around in the post-war era, we're not the right ones to be making the decisions for tomorrow.
I wonder if you can speak to where the Republican Party is now. When you look at the Republican Party, particularly where the House of Representatives is, do you feel like this is a Republican Party that is beholden to former President Donald Trump?
Well, there's no question but that the Republican Party today is in the shadow of Donald Trump. He is the leader of the greatest portion of the Republican Party. It's a populist, I believe, demagogue portion of the party. Look, I represent a small wing of the party, if you will. I call it the wise wing of the Republican Party. And I don't believe we're going away. I think ultimately we'll see a resurgence and come back into leadership of the party. Look, my wing of the party talks about policy and about issues that will make a difference to the lives of the American people. The Trump wing of the party talks about resentments of various kind and getting even and settling scores and revisiting the 2020 election. What are the policies for the future? And my party is only going to be successful getting young people to vote for us if we're talking about the future. And that's not happening so far in that other wing.
But Senator, aren't you going to lose that battle? People like you are fighting that wing of the party and stepping aside. And to add to that, you had said just that a lot of the party simply does not believe in the Constitution. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was in a rally where someone said to me, you know, if you're elected, this is when I was running for Senate last time, if you're elected, will you close down ABC, NBC, and CBS because they're not sending out the truth? And this was in a Republican rally, and I was like, really? I mean, there's no question. There's some portion of my party and the opposition party who thinks we need to have a strong person, a strong man to put aside the Constitution. For that matter, President Trump, former President Trump, said we should put aside the Constitution and reinstall him as president. I mean, so yeah, there are some people who believe that. I believe they're sorely wrong. I believe the great majority of American people believe that they're wrong. But in terms of what I'm going to be doing, look, I want to get more young people voting and involved in the political process, and that's something I'm going to devote myself to after the next year and a half when I spend it.
Senator Romney,
who do you plan to endorse as your successor? Governor Cox, Mia Love, Congressman Owens, And second, why not stay and, fight for, what you believe in, even if it takes you to your mid-80s?
Well, in part because I believe we want some other young people coming in and making those decisions. I don't intend to make endorsements. By the way, I think endorsements are, what's the old line, the John McCain line, they're not worth a bucket of spit. Who the heck cares who endorsed who? You make your decision as a voter about what you think about the candidate and their point of view and their vision, and you don't care about what some other person said. So I'm not planning on.
But who do you want to succeed you?
I don't have a comment on who might succeed me. I hope that we get a very strong contender and that it's someone who's a little younger than me.
Senator, if you think you're too old, what about Biden and Trump, who are way older than you? Do you think they should be rerunning?
Oh, I think it'd be a great thing if both President Biden and former President Trump were to stand aside and let their respective party pick someone in the next generation. President Biden, when he was running, said he was a transitional figure to the next generation. Well, time to transition. David Ignatius this morning made a strong argument that we should see that kind of a change. I think both parties would be far better served if they were going to be represented by people other than those of us from the baby boom generation.
Do you have any?
You have any some of your bipartisan accomplishments in your statement earlier. Are you concerned at all about the ranks of senators who are at the table forming gangs, that's thinning out?
Well, we had a group of about 10 of us, and that group has dissipated a bit. Rob Portman is gone. Susan Collins has become really the ranking member on appropriations. That's got to be her focus. Then you've got Sinema, Manchin, Tester on the Democratic side. So we're all pulling in different directions these days. Coming together like we had was a very unusual thing. Look, I recognize that I had an embarrassment of riches initially, which is as a first-term senator, I got together with a group of other folks, and we got a lot of stuff done. A COVID relief package when the White House and then Speaker Pelosi couldn't get one done, an infrastructure bill, reform of the Electoral Count Act, religious liberty protections in the Marriage Act, gun safety legislation. We got a lot done, which was a lot of fun. That's kind of unusual, and looking forward, I think it's going to be more challenging for something like that to occur again.
Senator, are you going to seek elected office again? Will you run for office ever again, high office, Senate?
I never imagined I would be running this time, and I can't imagine doing it again. But there's that old line from Dumb and Dumber, which is, there's a 1 out of a million shot. So you're saying there's a chance? All right. So I'm certainly not planning on that. I got no future campaigns in mind.
Senator, what have you heard from some of your colleagues on both sides of the aisle when it comes to missing your leadership, missing your participation in these issues? And secondly, something you're very well going to be a part of, potentially, is another impeachment trial in the Senate, this time with President Joe Biden. What's your response to that?
Well, I have been heartened today as I've received texts from a great number of my colleagues saying they're going to miss me. I appreciate that. I was heartened by the poll in Utah a couple of weeks ago that was very, very encouraging as well, with a very positive approval rating. That feels good. Following the George Costanza lead, which is you leave when they're laughing, you leave when they're wishing you would stay. And I really don't want to be in an institution where people are saying, why is he still hanging around?
Speaking of that, Senator,
And so I'm going to continue to work over the next year and a half to really address the big 3 or 4 issues: immigration, the level of our debt we have, a climate change strategy, and a strategy to deal with China.
What about an impeachment, on another impeachment trial potentially?
I know the House is beginning an impeachment inquiry. I haven't heard any allegation of something that would rise to the level of a high crime or misdemeanor. I think it'd be very unusual to actually see a referral of impeachment. I don't expect that to happen. They can inquire and see if there's evidence that shows something else. I don't think they'll find that. I don't know. But there's been no allegation of that. And any hint of that has been denied by the president. So I'm not expecting that to occur.
Senator Romney, can you talk about, you've been talking about your legacy and how you want to leave before people, as you said, are laughing at you. What would you say to some of your colleagues who have been experiencing?
They were laughing at George Costanza, not at me, sorry. They laugh at me too, but that's a different matter.
What do you say to some of your colleagues, including the Republican leader, Mitch McConnell, and Senator Dianne Feinstein, who are going through their health diagnosis and facing criticism to step down?
Well, in their position, for instance, take Mitch McConnell. He's the leader of the Republican caucus. What he's able to do at his age is really extraordinary. I mean, and
Should he
and
be doing that?
I'm a first-term senator. Even as a second-term senator, I would not be a committee chair or a ranking member. I'd be a junior person trying to get stuff done and fight through the regular order process. I was able to break through that with this gang that came together, but he's in a position to make a real difference at his age, which, if I were majority leader of the Senate, I might reach a different decision too, but I'm not.
Senator,
In the excerpts from the book that just came out today, you had some harsh, at least memories of Leader McConnell. Are you at all disappointed by the leadership that you've seen in your Republican Party that you've encountered, particularly with the impeachment trials and in dealing with Trump?
No, actually, I have a great deal of respect for Leader McConnell, and one of the mysteries to me is why he is so unpopular in national polls. I don't understand that. He is the singular reason why we have a conservative Supreme Court. Hope people recognize that. He also is a very effective leader of our group. When you have 50 people, the Republican group, basically 50 of us, every one of whom thinks they ought to be president, how you lead a group like that is not easy, and he has done it with skill and aplomb over a number of years. So I have nothing but the highest respect for him. There's nothing that I know of in the book that McKay Coppins has written that's critical of the leader. I mean, the personal conversations, the private conversations, and his public pronouncements, I've been nothing but more impressed.
In that book, you say that McConnell said that Trump was an idiot. That was the words from McConnell. One, is that true?
I'm not going to comment on those specific things because those were not quotes from me. They were quotes from a member of my staff who actually quoted that. So I won't comment about that.
But I think the folks who objected on January 6th were disingenuous. Cruz and Hawley.
I think the point was that with regards to that comment, which is that I think Leader McConnell thought it was not a great idea on the part of Donald Trump to be critical of jury members at the time they were deliberating. It was kind of an obvious point.
And then what about Cruz and Hawley? Because you said that they were disingenuous on them objecting to January 6th.
Look, I really do believe that many of the people in leadership, meaning elected officials who claimed that 2020 was a stolen election, that we need to recount the ballots or whatever, other than through the normal judicial process, I think they knew better. And I have expressed that numerous times. That's not a surprise. Look, democracy requires belief and credibility in elections, and so people who are casting aspersions on our election process are threatening one of the bases of our very foundation. So, I was critical of that and continue to be, and I'm sure they wouldn't be surprised to hear it again.
Are you worried another January 6th could happen after this election? Is that part of it?
Oh, I think my guess is after the next election, whatever happens, there'll be plenty of people around the Capitol to make sure that doesn't happen again.
What do you think it's going to take for the party to not be so dominated by Donald Trump anymore?
I saw an article in the Atlantic which pointed out that young people are not warming to the MAGA message, and I think that's true. Whether Donald Trump is there will be someone that follows him, that follows in his footsteps and gives the same populist patter. I don't think it'll be successful long term because I think young people are paying far more attention, are not going to be sucked into the populist notions, and so I think our party goes back to, if you will, the wise wing of the Republican Party as time goes on.
Do you think that
your party though? I mean, Trump is dominating in the polls right now. He's probably going to be your nominee. You're on the outsider of the party.
Yeah.
There's no signs that what you're saying that the party's going to shift away.
I'm not talking about it in the next 2 years. I'm talking over the next decade or so. I mean, populism doesn't work. I quote that M.L. Mencken line, which is to every complex problem, there's a solution which is simple, clear, and wrong. And unfortunately, that's what we're hearing. And again, on the Trump wing of the party, I haven't heard policy other than saying we're going to build a wall. And by the way, he was president. He was president for 4 years. He built 50 miles. What did he get done? Or you say, well, how about the tax change? Well, the tax, that was Paul Ryan. That wasn't the Biden plan. He did, of course, he had a health care plan. Remember that? That was everybody's going to have low-cost health insurance that was fabulous. Never proposed. Never saw. He was in 4 years. So it's not a policy-centric approach. And if you don't have policy to match your rhetoric, ultimately, it's not going to be successful.
Do you expect to be out next year? Do you expect to be?
At the end of the day.
Senator, in that case, if, in McKay's article, you mention, or it's mentioned that you've spoken to Joe Manchin about possibly starting a third political party. Is there any interest in that, or is that sort of died out?
Oh, that was several months ago. Who knows what might happen? I think Senator Manchin is looking more closely at no labels at this stage. I can't speak for him, but Joe and I speak a good deal, and I raise ideas with him. I actually think a third-party candidate would make it more likely that it's just a spoiler and it would not be successful in electing someone. So that's not.
What was your biggest regret in your career?
Question. You say that you want to step aside and let the new generation come in. What
Yeah.
are you doing about that?
What am I doing about that? Stepping aside. And I'm also.
More than that. It requires you to do more than that. How are you getting young people into politics?
Well, one of the things I intend to do is going on college campuses and speaking on college campuses to encourage young people to actually run for office and to vote. And, I don't think there's a way to actually mandate this. I probably wouldn't. But I'd like colleges and universities to insist that the young people vote and make it easy. Have voting booths on campus and make sure we get more of the young people because it's the world they're going to be inheriting. Thanks, guys.
What was the biggest regret in your career? What was the biggest regret in your career?
I don't have any.
Have you talked to President Biden? Have you spoken to the president
Yes.
today?
Has he expressed his regards?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there
All right, guys, thank you.
you guys being here?
No, I should. I was asked whether I have spoken with President Biden, and the answer is yes. And he was very generous and kind in his comments.
Did he call you, Senator?
Yes.
Thank you.